Is Strategist the easiest role to climb with in Marvel Rivals? As a support main myself, I'm here to say I don't really think so. But what I will say is absolutely support takes the least amount of technical skill to play at a high level compared to DPS or tanks, and it's really not even close. The problem I have with saying that Strategist is easy to climb with just because they're the simplest characters to play is that it doesn't really take into account how absolutely neglected supports are in almost all levels of gameplay. And this is especially true if you're a solo queue support main. Now, we all know that being on a legitimately bad team feels pretty awful, and that goes for whatever role you're in, it doesn't matter. But as a support main, being on a bad team feels almost doubly bad because at times you genuinely feel like you have no capacity to carry. Versus something like a DPS or a tank, where if they start playing cracked out of their mind or they're just a very skilled player, they absolutely do have the capacity to carry a game on their own. It's well known that strategists have the most impactful ults in the game, and that's just factual. The problem is, while you can pull off some of these really crispy ESPN top 10 saves with a well-timed support ult, if your team can't capitalize on it, then there isn't really much else you can do to carry a game. You can absolutely play cracked out of your mind, never die, keep your team alive as much as possible, and hit a ton of high value ults, and it will still not be enough to hard carry a game sometimes. I view support as a role that can make any team better, but just being able to make a team better doesn't mean you can always make your team win. So if we're talking about players of high skill, I would argue that DPS or tank has a higher hard carry potential versus support, but support is definitely much easier to play. But what do you guys think? Which role do you think is easiest to climb with? Let me know in the comments down below right after you like and subscribe.